FIRELife.
Hey, welcome back everybody. Thanks for joining my channel. I'm your host, Coach Angel, and today we're going to talk about the baby steps. Financial Peace University, that's taught by and was created by Dave Ramsey. So Uncle Dave, as I like to call him. And this is probably one of the most known, other than like maybe Susie Orman and some of these other big financial gurus, but Dave Ramsey is the most known for, getting people on track with their finances. And he's probably one of the premier coaches. He has amazing content. Does a lot of stuff, not just about finances and getting out of debt and things like that, but also has the Entree Leadership podcast and the books and stuff. So he's running a lot of stuff. I follow him consistently. But today I'm going to kind of give you guys the breakdown about financial peace and what you can expect to learn in the financial peace course. And specifically the baby steps as you begin to go through it now. I can tell you guys from personal experience, this is absolutely fundamental, basic stuff that if you implement in your life, it will absolutely help you get out of debt and it'll help you win with money. And there's millions of people that have gone through this course. I mean, literally millions and millions of people. I think I've heard him say something like over 6 million people have taken this course, and it's continuing to grow nonstop, even throughout this whole pandemic. They actually, for the first time ever, started offering a free introduction to the course, and you get all the lessons free for 2 weeks. And after 2 weeks, if you choose to continue, then that's when they charge you. But you can literally go through this entire lesson, entire course, 9 courses, for free for 2 weeks. So it's pretty amazing. And we love Dave Ramsey. We love what he's doing. So it has completely changed my life and my wife's life. And we have paid off a significant amount of debt in a very short period. We started last year in September of 2019, and it's middle of July, and we've paid off just about $70,000. So pretty amazing in such a short amount of time. So about, let's call it 10 months, we've paid off that much. So it's been pretty amazing. Now, what are the baby steps? Okay. Lesson 1, when you go through the course, you have step 1, okay, and it's to save $1,000, a baby emergency fund. Not for a baby, but the starter emergency fund. It's $1,000, and all that is designed to do is to help, one, get you on track with budgeting. So that's the other part about this. But it's just to help you put a little bit of room between you and what he calls Murphy, right? Because Murphy's Law, when something can't go bad, it will go bad. So that's kind of the idea. You save $1,000, and again, it's just supposed to help you kind of get through the process of getting yourself on a budget, starting to be disciplined, and he really starts to help you understand how debt and how payments, are robbing us of our future, right? And that kind of goes into step 2, paying off all your debt except your mortgage using the debt snowball, right? And if you're not familiar with the debt snowball, it's a pretty simple concept. You list out all of your debts, anybody that you owe money to, from smallest to largest, and you begin paying off. You pay the minimums on all your other stuff, and you begin to pay off that smallest balance with fierce gazelle intensity, as he calls it. You just start tackling all your extra disposable income. You stop contributing to your 401ks and retirement. You stop saving money other than once you've saved your $1,000, and all your extra money goes to that smallest debt. And then once you've paid off that smallest debt, then you take whatever that payment was, and plus all your disposable money, all the extra income that you had, and you attack the next debt. And slowly, as you begin to pay off all your debts, all that money, all those payments that were going to all those debts begins to just tack on to the next largest debt. So by the time you get to, your largest debt, which is typically vehicles or student loans and things like that, that's where you can really be, applying big chunks of money towards that debt. And that's, again, the snowball, the avalanche kind of effect, right? It's a debt avalanche. Step 3, after you've paid off all your debts except your mortgage, you go back to that emergency fund and you save 3 to 6 months of expenses, right? A fully funded emergency fund. Now, this is tough, okay? because you really have to be disciplined. You have to go through that whole process where you first save $1,000, and for some people $1,000 you might already even have it, but paying off large amounts of debt, and then just when you think, okay, I'm good, nope, you still got to keep saving all that money that you've been applying towards debts. You start just tacking it away. You just start just stacking chips, putting it in your bank account in a nice, maybe money market account, something that it has to be liquid, but that you're not going to touch it. You don't want to leave it in your checking account. You don't even want to leave it in just a regular savings account that you have real access to, or easy access to, I should say, because it is strictly for emergencies. It's not for you to go and take that to go on vacation or do whatever. And the reason why you save 3 to 6 months is because you never know. Something could happen, right? You lose your job, you go through a sickness or something, maybe you're going to have a baby or whatever it is, but you just save that money there. It's just in case something happens. Your car completely breaks down. Guess what? Now you got to go pay cash, $15,000, $20,000 for a car, rather than get a payment, rather than go get financed and get back into the same debt you were in. You pay it cash, and then you go right back and you just start bumping up that savings account again, 3 to 6 months of expenses. And that's what it's for. It's for emergencies, right? In case something happens, right? And it turns life situations from being a disaster to a minor hiccup along your road, along your travels. Now, why do we say 3 to 6 months? Depending on your specific situation, you might be better off with 6 months. Or let's say you're a dual income family, right? So both of you are working, you guys both make good money, you have a good amount of income coming in, and it's steady. Let's say you're both W-2 workers and whatnot. Maybe 3 months is okay, right? Because even if one of you were to get sick, right, or lose your job or whatever, the other one's fully employed, and you would get unemployment, so you have 3 months already saved in there. So 3 months might be okay. But let's say you're self-employed or a single income household, right? You have variable income. You don't know, exactly how much is going to come in. Let's say you're commission based or something like that. So 6 months you're probably better off, because that'll give you a little bit of extra wiggle room in case something happens. And if you're not really sure what your income is going to be, 6 months is your better bet. Now, my wife and I, originally when we started, we were single income, but now my wife is working. So we are probably going to do maybe 3 to 4 months, we're thinking. So we'll see how that goes. We'll see what will play out. But we are still currently in baby step 2. We have our final debts, our car. Again, we're down to, just under 20,000. It's an amazing feeling. The breathing room that we have, all that money that was going to debts, to credit cards and loans and you name it, it's all gone. It's like freedom. Like I can almost smell it. I can feel it. I can definitely feel it. So anyways, step 3, let's save 3 to 6 months of expenses, a fully funded emergency fund, right? So this is lesson 1, this is lesson 2, lesson 3. Now lesson 4, you actually go through steps 4, 5, and 6, and 7, okay? And the way this works, step 4, 5, and 6, you actually do together, or at the same time. Whereas these, you don't do step 2 till you finish step 1, you don't do step 3 till you finish step 2. And then you don't start on step 4 until you're done with your emergency fund, okay? But 4, 5, and 6, you actually do them together. And this is what it is. You save 15% towards retirement. Now, this is typically what he teaches, just so you guys are aware. He teaches to put it in good growth stock mutual funds using your 401k, Roth IRAs, things like that, right? And the way he explains it for saving 15%, let's say your company matches your 401k, some portion of 401k. Let's say they might match dollar for dollar for the first 6%, or whatever your company decides to match. My company matches 50% up to 6%. So basically I get 3% for every 6% I put in. So total of 9% I'd be putting in. But I take that 6% because they're matching. It's free money. Might as well take it. And I would make sure to put in that 6%. And then I would go fund a Roth IRA. And then depending on your income, there's income contribution limits and things like that. So you have to make sure that you qualify to put money into a Roth IRA. And there's also a total amount that you can put in. I think for an individual it's $6,500, and I think if you're over 55 or something like that, or over 50, you can put an additional $500 a year. So for us, my wife and I, we'd be putting in about $6,500 each, so about $13,000. But that, whatever that percentage is of your income, on top of whatever you've been putting into 401k, you want to try to get to a total of 15% of your gross pay that you're putting towards retirement. And you want to invest that in good growth stock mutual funds, right? He tells you that you should put it in specific types of funds, right? A little bit of diversity. Now, I'm not an investment advisor, so, I'm just reiterating what he teaches, but you would go seek out, some professional advice, and he has his endorsed local providers or send a financial advisor or whatever it is, and they would help you set it up. But just for full disclosure, what he teaches is that you put 25% into growth stock, or and then growth and income. You want to put it into international fund, right? And I forget the last one, but that's basically it. 4 different types of main funds, 25% each. Step 5, save for kids' college. So if you have kids, you should be thinking about putting some money away for college, using an ESA, using a 529 plan, different things like that, UTA, UGA, UTMA, UGMA. Saving for your kids' college, right? Be thinking about that. Now, not everyone pays for kids' college. Some people want to teach their kids a lesson, say, you know what, you're going to work during your school years. I want you to work. Well, we can't afford it or whatever it is, so you don't have to do this. It's a personal choice, right? I think it's a good lesson for kids to go and work. But if you have the means to do it, definitely, right? If you want to help your kids and want to make sure they go to a good college, and the whole idea is that you make sure that you're teaching your kids to not take on student loans, because student loans are a travesty right now in America. We have a real crisis. I think we're up to $1.6 trillion in student loan debt. It's a debacle. So he promotes paying for kids' college or teaching your kids to go to school debt-free. Right? There's a book, one of his Ramsey personalities, Anthony O'Neill, has a book, The Debt-Free Degree, so I highly recommend that for you guys. Step 6, pay off the mortgage. So again, you're going to do these 3 after you've done the first 3. You're going to do these all together. So you put whatever 15% of your gross income into retirement. You just want to start putting some money away from college, and any extra money that you have, any extra money that's coming in, right? You're on a good budget. Whatever comes over, whatever disposable income you have left over, throw it towards the mortgage, right? And that's what he teaches. Try to pay it off as soon as possible. All in all, paying off debt, says average people take about 2 years to pay off debt, whatever depending on your income and everything else, a bunch of different factors. It's an average, right? Some people pay more, some pay it off in a lot less. And then paying off your mortgage, if you get really gazelle intense and you do everything right and you minimize your expenses wherever possible, then it should take you about 7 years, average of 7 years to pay off a 30-year mortgage. And he also does teach to don't take on a 30-year mortgage, take on a 15-year mortgage wherever possible. Put on at least 20% and take a 15-year mortgage. It'll pay it off much faster and pay a lot less in interest. And step 7 is to give generously. Be generous with your money, right? Open hands, people, right? You can't receive if you have closed fists and you're being tight with your money. I mean, we're just stewards of God's resources, and we should be very open and generous with people, and we should be giving, towards your community, towards people in need. So that's what he teaches, right? There's no better feeling. If you have never really blessed someone with something, especially a single mom or something, right, struggling or whatever it is, whoever it is, it's an amazing feeling when you can give out of your kindness of your heart. And then the rest of the course, the lessons are kind of how to live on stuff, and it teaches you different things. Like buyer beware is all about like marketing gimmicks that companies try to use, and how we fall for a lot of the marketing stuff. So beware when you go buy things and pay things for cash. Don't use credit cards. When you use a credit card, you don't feel it. When you handing out paper money, oh yeah, you feel that. I don't really want to pay for that. It's lesson 6, all about insurance. Very important. You got to make sure you're covered, and gets into the specifics about insurance. Lots of different types of insurance, right? Auto insurance, life insurance, liability insurance, a bunch of different types of insurance. Like, nobody likes to talk about insurance. Nobody does. I do, because I'm an insurance agent. So if you need help with insurance, you let me know. I can help you out. But definitely need to be protected. Your family needs to be protected. So he goes through all about insurance, the right types of insurance, the bad types of insurance. And a lot of it has to do with how it's marketed and how agents have no clue what they're doing and they don't structure policies right and things like that. But insurance is very important. Lesson 7, building wealth. How do you build wealth? The right way of investing, the right way of doing things. Lesson 8, real estate and mortgages. Now, Dave's a real estate guy. He's a real estate broker. He still has a real estate license. He's all about real estate investing and rental homes and things like that. But it also talks about your mortgage and what type of mortgage to get and why you shouldn't go and over leverage yourself with buying real estate. Everybody wants to buy real estate, right? For the most part. But if you get into a bunch of debt and you get into trouble, you could be serious hurting, right? 2008 mortgage crisis, real estate crisis, right? Practically took down our economy. So he gets into some of that stuff, and just making sure that you're doing the right thing, that you're wise with your real estate investing and whatnot. And lesson 9, the last one, is to be outrageously generous, right? Outrageous generosity. So again, once you've paid everything off, you don't have a mortgage, you don't have, your kids are taken care of, you got good money, emergency fund, maybe you put some, you got a good insurance, you're covered there, you got some real estate and whatnot. Now you just, you're sitting fat and happy, and you just got to be generous with your money, with the gifts that God has given you. So it's an amazing course. Highly recommend it. Again, you can get 2 weeks free right now. You can go to Financial Peace University, sign up, and watch all the lessons, and then just cancel within 2 weeks, and you're good to go. He has a saying, cash is king, debt is dumb. The intro to his show, if you don't know, he has a show, a radio show, and it's a syndicated radio show, and he also has a YouTube channel, so he has all his videos on there. He has a podcast and everything, so everyone's on there. You can find him, you can check him out. But cash is king, debt is dumb, and the paid off home mortgage has become, or has taken the place of the BMW as a status symbol of choice. So very funny. So Uncle Dave, Financial Peace University, the baby steps. Again, I am a student of his. Now lately I've been learning about other ways of paying off debt, the velocity banking method, speed banking, debt acceleration, whatever you want to call it. We're developing a fire banking system program with FIRELife Financial. So look, the whole idea is just get out of debt as fast as humanly possible. So this is just a tool that you can use to get out of debt, the debt snowball. You can follow his baby steps. I highly recommend this. But there are other methods. This doesn't work for everyone, or not everyone wants to do it this way. There's other ways. There's ways that you might be able to do it a little faster, but it's a little bit more risk. You're using debt weapons, debt tools to get out of debt. Not everyone believes in that, so he's totally against any kind of debt. You want to get out of debt, so don't put yourself into debt to get out of debt. Right? It makes perfect sense. But to each his own, right? Yeah, good stuff. Highly recommend it. If you have any questions, we teach Financial Peace University. I'm actually going through the Master Financial Coaching training as a financial coach myself. So if you need help with your finances, just need help breaking down your numbers, understanding kind of where your position is or what you could do, if you just need some recommendations, as a financial coach, as a life coach, I can help you with that. So reach out to me. I'll be happy to help you. If you need our services for insurance, if you're in states that we service, give us a call, send us an email. We'll be happy to help you. Right? If you're a single mom out there, you're struggling with whatever, that's one of the ways that I give back. It's kind of a ministry thing that I do. But you can reach me at firelifefinancial@gmail.com. Or for life coaching, you can reach me at theenlightenedcoach@gmail.com. theenlightenedcoach@gmail.com. Again, my name is Angel. I go by Coach Angel. So I'll be happy to help you, especially when it comes to your finances, because you need to get out of debt. It'll liberate you. The freedom that you feel when you're debt free, man, or at least when you start giving yourself a little bit of breathing room, when you get more cash flow, with a lot of your money stops going to the banks and lenders and things like that, It feels so much better. You have money to spend, you have money to save, you have money to provide for your family. You don't feel the pressure. It's a beautiful thing. So with that, thank you very much for joining us. Go ahead and like this video, subscribe to my channel. We have a lot more stuff coming up, and we're here to help you. So make sure you smash on that bell too for notifications so you can get notified whenever we post something new. And check out the description for additional information. We appreciate you all. We love you. God bless you. And hit me up. Let's get you some help. Let's get you out of debt. Have a great one, everybody.